Yo, what up, guys? Today I have a video that's a bit different today. I found this tier list online, and it's a bird tier list. I thought it might be fun to just do a tier list of my favorite birds, so you guys can know, what my favorite birds are. This is kind of just an unscripted video, and I thought it would just be a cool and fun idea. So, yeah, let's do it. First we have the seagull, and I have kind of an unpopular opinion about the seagull. I actually like seagulls a lot. Now, I know a lot of people hate them because they like steal people's food and they are menaces to society and they poop on people and yeah. But I personally like them a lot. They're one of my favorite birds. They're one of the birds that kind of like got me really into birds. I'm gonna put them I'll put them in A tier. Honestly, I like seagulls a lot. I like the fact that they're menaces. I think it gives them a lot of character. Next, we have the turkey, and honestly, this might be like an unpopular opinion as well. But this is my tier list. All right, this is about my personal opinion, and I know people can comment what they think in the comments below, and maybe they hate it or they love my tier list, but the turkey, I'm gonna have to put the turkey in C tier. Honestly, I think the turkey is just like a worse chicken. Like we'll get into chickens later, but I think the turkey is just like a downgraded version of the chicken, and for that, the turkey's gonna have to go in C tier. I might adjust it later, but for now, we're putting the turkey in C. The chicken. I love chickens. Chickens are my all-time goated favorite bird. I want chickens so bad. If I were to have any bird, it would definitely be chickens. They give eggs. They're cute. They make like the best noises. They love humans. They just like the way that they like waddle around and everything. The different breeds you could have, all of that. The fact that they're like a domesticated bird, a bird you can own as well, so you could have them as pets. I just love chickens. Easy S tier for me. I believe this is a heron, and honestly, I kind of like this bird. I think they're kind of like an elegant bird. It's a bird that's kind of like found near lakes and water. I haven't really seen these birds in person all that much. I've seen them a few times in person, but I haven't seen them all that much. I like this bird. I think it's a pretty solid bird, but I don't think it's anything too special. But with that being said, they are unique in their own way and a pretty cool bird. I'm gonna put them in B tier. Next, we have the duck. I'm gonna put the duck in A tier because I love ducks a lot. I grew up seeing a lot of ducks. I think that they're also just a very cute bird. They got their quacks. You gotta love the duck quacks. Baby ducks, very cute. I love how they like walk in a line behind the mama duck. Just like, yeah, they're great birds. Next we have the eagle. This is the sign of freedom in America. This is the America's national bird. I've seen a few eagles actually in my life, and they're pretty magnificent. They're kind of almost frightening because they're very powerful birds. You can see in this even this photo. It's kind of hard to see here, but it's like carrying, I think, a sheep. So yeah, they can carry a lot of weight. Super impressive. Very cool birds. This is like a personal tier list. I don't think they're personally my favorite, but like I do think they're like pretty cool though. You know what? It's gotta be A for America. That's what we're gonna put the eagle at. Alright, flamingos. I remember the only time I've ever seen flamingos in real life is in zoos before, and I kind of remember just like not liking flamingos that much. I don't know what it is about them, but I don't know. I just kind of just don't like the way they look. No offense to flamingos. Like, listen, I like all birds. Flamingos, I'm just gonna have to put them Just because there's a bird that's lower than them, we're gonna put them in C tier. I think this is a hawk. I've seen a few of them, but before in real life, a few hawks, and they're kind of smaller than you would expect. Like eagles are kind of big, but hawks are a bit smaller, and I think they're a pretty cool bird as well. I don't think they're like kind of as magnificent as a sight to see as the eagle, but with that being said, I think they're cool. I think it's like seeing a crane. It's like a really cool sight to see. It's a cool bird. Like you see it, it makes you stop, and like it's a bird you would stop and look at. But I don't know if I would like remember it like long term. Like I don't remember every single time I've seen a hawk, but I kind of remember every single time I've seen an eagle. Not to say I remember every single time I've seen a seagull or a duck. It's just I love those birds, and that's why I put them in A tier or a chicken. But yeah, I'm gonna put a hawk in B tier. Next we have falcons. Now I don't think I've seen that many wild falcons, but I've definitely seen falconers before. And I think these birds are also pretty cool birds. They definitely up close. They have like a certain look to them that I think's pretty cool. They look not like menacing, but like kind of serious. They have like a serious look to them. Yeah, Falcons kind of they get down to business. They're birds of prey, so they hunt smaller animals. I think they also hunt smaller birds, if I'm correct as well. I think they're kind of at the same tier as hawks, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put them in B tier. Hummingbirds. I actually have a video about hummingbirds on the channel, and for those of you who have seen that video, you will know that hummingbirds are one of my favorite birds ever. I love hummingbirds. I think they're super cool. I think they're not just one of the most unique birds. I think they are the most unique bird, but I also think they're one of the most unique animals on the entire planet. Like, they're just amazing, super, super freaking cool. I love hummingbirds. I'm gonna put them in S tier. Next, we have jays. There's a lot of birds that are jays. I think these are just like general jays, though. I think it's like pretty cool when you see a jay. I always like seeing them in my in my backyard. It's kind of like the best backyard bird I think to see. Pretty freaking cool. They got like they're kind of like triangle shaped heads, and then they can do like impressions of other birds too, which is something that's really cool about them. I'm gonna put them in A tier. Love the jays. Parrots. Okay, parrots are super, super, super cool. They're like another one of my favorite birds. Super intelligent, super smart. They have the ability to mimic sounds as well, but they also have like they can recognize objects. There's a YouTube channel has a lot of subs, and I think it's the bird on it is a Guinness World Record holder by the name of Apollo. I think the channel is called Apollo and Friends, if I remember correctly. And Apollo can recognize like a ton of objects and colors and things like that. I would check it out. Parrots, S tier, one of the coolest birds ever. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a mockingbird. I've seen a lot of these in real life. I think they're just kind of like a pretty common bird, honestly. Nothing like too special about them, but I'm not like hating on them either. I think they're cool birds. At least in the where I grew up, it was just kind of like normal to see them. So it's like a pretty generic bird for me. I think I like them a lot. I think they're pretty cute. We're gonna put them in B tier. Ostriches. Now okay. This is the worst bird on the planet. I'm sorry if there's anyone out there that really loves ostriches, but I swear that like they're kind of like Satan. Bro, like they hate humans, and like they're aggressive as heck, and they're gigantic. They're huge. They're scary and huge. Like I never like don't ever put me in the ring with an ostrich, bro. Because one, I would never want to hurt birds, even if it is an ostrich. And two, even if I tried to hurt birds, like the ostrich is gonna like beat me up so bad because it's an ostrich and that's what they do. So yeah, gonna put it in D tier, worst bird ever. Next we have owls. Okay, owls, super freaking cool birds. Another really unique bird. I think owls are amazing. They have they can turn their heads. They're nocturnal birds too, which is very unique. They can turn their heads. I'm gonna elaborate more on that. I believe they can turn their heads up to a lot of people, and this is a misconception. I might have to make another video on owls, but this is a misconception. A lot of people believe that owls can turn their head 360 degrees. I believe it is 270 degrees around is how far they can turn their heads. I'll make a little edit and a note in the video if I'm wrong about that, but I believe 270 degrees is how far they can turn their head. I know it's not 360 degrees though. And a lot of people believe they can turn their heads all the way 360, but that's not true. But yeah, owls, love owls. Gonna have to put owls in A tier. Amazing bird. Next, we have the peacock. A lot of people like peacocks, and I understand the appeal, alright? It's a unique bird. Like, they have the giant feathers and stuff, but honestly, I just never really liked them that much. I think it's hard to, like, focus on, like, the bird aspect of it, because, like, the feathers, like, the big feathers, it's, like, really distracting. I don't even know what, like, that much about, like, just the bird. You know, all I know is like they have like the huge freaking feathers, and I feel like I don't know. There's not my thing. I can understand why people like peacocks, and I like get a lot of hate for my take on peacocks, but yeah, I'm gonna put peacocks in C tier. Pelicans. Okay, pelicans. Another really cool and unique birds. They have these like giant mouths, but I'm not gonna lie, guys. Pelicans they're pretty dumb. They're just really dumb. Like, I wish they weren't, but they're just dumb as heck. Like, they try to eat rocks. They try to eat like all this stuff. They basically just try to eat like everything because they're just not that smart. But hey, they're out there and they're trying and they're doing their hardest, and that's what really matters. B tier. Penguins. Okay, bro, penguins are so cool. All right, they're amazing birds. Gotta love penguins. The ones shown, at least in the image, live in the Arctic regions. And penguins are really cool. They're really caring. Actually, I have a story about penguins. When I was really young, I was afraid of the movie Happy Feet because I had an ear infection, and when like the little bird screamed and I saw it in theaters, it like hurt my ears. So I was afraid of Happy Feet as a kid. Anyways, now I really like penguins. I think they're really cool and unique and super cute. I've seen penguins before in real life, and they're really smelly. But yeah, we're gonna put penguins in A tier because they're cool. And yep. Okay, next we have the pigeon. Another bird that I have a video about on the channel, and this was actually the first long form video I put out on this channel, and I love pigeons. Pigeons are amazing. If I were to have any indoor bird, it would definitely be a pigeon. They're just like the cutest bird on the planet. They love humans. And they're just hilarious too. They're like cute and hilarious. Like one time I remember I have a video of it on one of the shorts on my channel. I might edit it in, but there's like a video of a pigeon trying to rizz up like I think it was like some like Taco Bell order, I'm pretty sure, or something, like some French fries or something like that. Or a burrito. No. It was a pigeon trying to rizz up a quesadilla.
Bruh, you are not really rizzing up a cheese quesadilla.
and it's like the funniest thing ever. And they like do the thing where they coo and bow. They're trying to like raise up another bird or a quesadilla. In the example that I gave, they they like do the thing where they like start cooing and bowing a lot, and it's super cute. Um, I'm gonna put it in S tier. I think also another note before I move on, also super underappreciated. I feel like pigeons get a lot of hate for just like no reason. They were the first like domestic. Well, not the first. I don't want to say that. They were one of the first domesticated birds, and humans kind of like abandoned them. A lot of them are like a lot of the pigeons that we see today were like, or at least their ancestors were once domesticated. And yeah, it's just kind of sad. Next bird here is a corvus. It looks like it is a raven. Corvids, they are really smart birds. They can recognize human faces. They can solve puzzles. They have like unique ways of communicating with each other. Like one of the coolest species of birds out there. Ravens, I'm gonna put them in A. And yeah, I don't see them as much as I see crows, but I really like ravens. Okay, next we have a roadrunner. These guys are pretty unique. I'm pretty sure roadrunners, I might be wrong about this. This might go to the ostrich or the emu instead, but I'm pretty sure roadrunners are the fastest land running bird. I've seen a few of these before, and they're pretty cool birds. I like them a lot. They have a unique look to them. I'm trying to think if I should put them. I'm gonna put them on top of B tier, the very top of B tier. I think they're almost at A, but I think the ones in A are I like them a bit more than our boy the Roadrunner. Okay, we have a rooster here, and I'm guessing. So we have a hen and a rooster for the chicken rankings. I don't know why it's giving both. That's fine. We'll rank them both. I think I'm actually gonna put roosters at A tiers because, like I said, chickens are my favorite birds of all time. But the thing about roosters is sometimes roosters can just be like really difficult to deal with because they could be like mean or, try to attack each other, like other roosters, other hens, or even you. They can be very loud if they're crowing. That can that could eventually lead to you being annoyed or your neighbors being annoyed at the constant crowing from your rooster. So even though I do like them still, and you can have very good roosters that will protect your flock, be very kind and gentle. It's just like getting those bad roosters it can be an experience. So I'm gonna put roosters in A tier, but I'm gonna put them probably right above seagulls. Next we have chickadees. These are very common birds. I remember seeing these all the time, and I still see them all the time. I think they're very, very cute. I love seeing them. It's one of my favorite common birds. I love how I just love them. They're like little tiny birds. They're just there, man. They're cute, and pretty much anywhere, at least in the United States, you can see them. So yeah, we'll put them. We'll put them at A. Put them in A tier. Next, we have the swan. And the thing about swans is I actually love swans so much. There's a story as a kid that I read called like The Ugly Duckling, where it's like it's like a swan gosling. I don't know if they're called goslings, or a swan chick. And there's a swan chick that lives among ducks. It's like an ugly duckling, but like, and then it grows up to be a beautiful swan. And you know what? I think swans are really, really beautiful. I love swan dancing. I love the little baby swans. I there's this picture on the internet that's super cute of a swan, and it has its like babies on its back just swimming through the water, and it's just like, oh my god, I just love swans. They are amazing. They can be kind of mean to humans and they get territorial, but like, just leave them alone. They'll leave you alone. Put them in S tier. All right, next we got, I'm pretty sure this is a tit.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The bird. But yeah, I'm gonna. I think I've never. I don't think I've ever seen. I might have seen them before, but I just don't remember. But I'm trying to think. I think I've probably seen them on hikes before, but they're kind of a little bit more rare to see than like chickadees or crows or pigeons. But you know they have beautiful colors. They have nice songs that they sing. They're pretty cool birds. I'm gonna put them in A tier. Right next to the chickadee. Next to the toucan. Now I think these are just like, I think toucans look absolutely ridiculous with their giant mouths, and they can be pretty funny too. Toucans that are like raised in captivity can form like pretty strong bonds with their like I don't want to say their owners because they're usually like raised in like in the conservation areas and stuff. So like keepers, they're keepers they can form close bonds with, and it's just like there's like a lot of funny videos of them out there. They're pretty funny birds. I think they know when they're being funny too. I'm gonna put them at A tier. I'm sorry if I got this bird wrong. I thought it was a turkey. No, I'm not that sure anymore. It's really hard to see the picture. It looks like a turkey though. I know this is a turkey for a fact, though. This is a very clear picture. And I'm going to put the turkeys in the same tier as I put the original thing that I thought was a turkey, which is C tier. Next, we have vultures. And vultures, honestly, I've always kind of been like, well, I'm not afraid of these birds anymore, but when I was like a kid, I thought these birds were kind of like freaky. They're always like, you know, circling like death. Like I just thought these birds basically follow like death and decay, which to be fair, they do. Like they eat animal carcasses. They're scavengers, right? So they do eat a lot of dead animals and stuff. And so I don't know. I kind of just get like, and to be honest, I'm sorry, but their faces are just like not it. They're no offense to them, but they're kind of ugly looking, and I'm sorry, but it's just, it is what it is, bro. And they follow death, and I don't know. They're still birds though, so we still love them, even if they are a bit ugly. But I'm gonna have to put them in C tier. I'm pretty sure this is herons. Is the next one here? I'm gonna put herons in the same tier as cranes. They're kind of similar birds. You know, hang out in the water. They got their long legs, long necks. Pretty cool birds. Put them in B tier. Alright, so we got the crow here. Crows are bros, alright? Like, I'm just gonna say, support your local murders. Crows are amazing. They're my favorite corvid. They're super common, very nice birds. Super, super intelligent, like all corvids are. I'm gonna put them in A tier. We love the crow bros. Okay, we have woodpeckers next. I've seen very few of these in person in my life before, but woodpeckers are insanely cool birds. They go up on trees and hunt for bugs inside the wooden bark by creating little holes with their beaks. You know, it makes a loud noise. I don't know if you've ever heard woodpeckers before in real life, but it's very, very loud. But it's super cool to see them in the process to like climb around the trees. I think they're listening for where the bugs are, or they're either looking or listening to where the bugs are. And then once they find where they are, they start pecking at the tree to try to get to them. Super cool birds. I'm gonna put them in. Let's put them in A tier. Yeah. Blue jays. So kind of like the other jays that we already covered. They can, you know, mimic sounds of other birds, other animals. They're kind of territorial, I'm not gonna lie. They can be kind of mean to the other birds. But you know, where I grew up, they were a common backyard bird. I still see them quite frequently. I always, you know, they have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors, and they're always nice to see. They have those triangle-shaped heads. You know, they're just a very unique, beautiful-looking bird. I'm going to have to put them in A. I think I'm just going to put them above normal jays just because they have a bit better coloring. But yeah. So we have emus, and unlike ostriches, I actually like emus a lot. You know, they won an entire war against Australians, which that's something that's interesting. They're flightless. They can actually be kind of friendly towards humans. There's an emu I really like. His name is Stompy, and he's at a sanctuary called Alveus Sanctuary. They have a YouTube channel online. You guys should check it out, Alveus Sanctuary. And he's super cool. Shout out to my boy Stompy. I'm gonna put emus. I'm gonna put them in B tier. Cool birds, cool dudes. We love emus. Okay, next is dodos, and they are extinct. I'm just gonna put them in extinct tier. All right, we're gonna create a new tier. They're just extinct. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dodo. Next we have parakeets, another parrot bird. I'm gonna put them alongside other parrots in S tier because they make good pets. I do want to make a note here when I say they make good pets is a lot of people don't realize how long parrots and parakeets live for, and just kind of birds in general. They live for a very long time. They can sometimes even outlive their owners. So if you do ever want to get a bird like this, you really do have to plan to like pretty much have it for your entire life. And they basically are known to have around the intelligence of, I think, a 5-year-old, I believe. So it's like having a flying 5-year-old for your entire life that can chew through your walls. So just think about that before you ever get a parakeet or a parrot. Super cool birds. Putting them in S tier. It kind of makes me sad how many people do end up getting these birds and then figuring out how much of a hassle they are, because you really gotta love these birds if you want them, because they are a hassle. And then a lot of people get them, realize that they can't take care of them, and then either abandon them, put them on the street, or return them to the pet store. And it's really sad because they are very intelligent birds. They do bond to humans very well, and it's just sad whenever their owners let them go, and don't do that. It's very bad. Now, I'm pretty sure all the birds I have left here, I either didn't know their name, or I just didn't know their name, or it's the dodo. Actually, there's one more I at least know the name of, which is the Quetzal. The Quetzal? I hope I'm saying the name right.
Quetzal.
These guys are pretty cool. They're they're like they're a wild bird. They have these super long tails. I think they're very unique looking. Really cool bird. I actually have this bird as a cosmetic in the game Team Fortress 2. If you guys ever played it, you can have this guy on your shoulder. Super cool bird. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Yeah, I'm sorry. The rest of the birds I either just couldn't remember the name of off the top of my head, or I couldn't tell what they were by the pictures. I know. Wait. Actually, I think I do. Isn't this a frigate? I don't think that's how you say it. Hold on. Frigates. They have like this big red chest. I kind of think it looks a bit freaky. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it's for, if it's for mating or if it's for other purposes. I'm gonna put them, I think for the last bird here, I'm gonna put them in B tier just because I think like if you see them for the first time, like you can learn to like appreciate them and think they're a cool bird, but it might be a little off-putting if it's something you've never seen before. So I'm gonna put it in B tier for our boy, the frigate. This is the tier list we got here. Again, this is just a matter of my personal opinion, and the birds at the very bottom here, I don't have like a vendetta against them. I love all birds, even the ostrich. Even the one bird I put in D tier, I still like them, So I'm gonna I think this is finalized. I don't want to make any more changes to it. It's just a matter of my personal opinion, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's something I wanted to do for fun, and I think it ended up pretty good. If you guys want to make your own tier list, I'll link to the tier list that I found down below, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.